very, very. I was in Africa and then to the Gulf area and then California. So it's always been warmer. So it's.
And Kenya, I think it's one of the coldest winters.
Yeah. I went to Canada for a while. I was in Canada for a while and I'm like, nope, I'm out of here. I can't do it. It's too cold.
You didn't tell me about Canada. Canada?
Listen, I've been all over the world. It's like, if I want to sit and count the countries, I forget a lot of them. But yeah, Michigan, yeah, this winter has been brutal.
Okay.
Brutal.
Yeah. It hasn't been like this for a long time.
I'm here. That's why.
Yeah, I came in 1999. This was even worse.
Perfect. All right. So again, thank you for coming. Thank you for supporting. Today's meeting is really, really very important because it talks all about enrollment, all the hard work that happens behind the scene that sometimes parents don't really know about, but it's a lot of paperwork, a lot of follow-ups that we need to do, a lot of compliance paperwork that we have to, I'm sure Ms. Shafal knows a lot of it being on the board. She knows how it works. So there's a lot of technicalities that we have to always follow up with. And our superhero here in the school is Ms. Sadeh.
Oh, thank you.
She's the
Thank
one,
you.
She's
After
the
your
one that keeps
leadership,
us all
thank you.
together.
Thank you.
She's the one that last piece of the puzzle that keeps the whole puzzle together.
Thank you.
This
I
is Ms.
appreciate.
Sadeh. So she's going to talk a lot about enrollment today, what the expectation is, and how things happen. So first, so you know, and now it's enrollment, re-enrollment, right? So that would be a great time if you have any questions about that to ask our expert over here. And then we'll talk more about other details as well. Okay?
So,
this is not moving, but it's okay. I got you from here. Go ahead.
hello everyone. How are you? Everyone knows who I am, Ms. Sadeh. So today we're gonna talk first about attendance. I think it's almost end of school year, but I still like to talk about it, emphasize about how attending every day at school is a very important factor for our students' success. So we're gonna talk about attendance, about students who comes late sometimes. We're gonna talk about after-school program, the best way of communication with our school. We're going to talk about Count Day, which is coming up, the second one next week. We're going to also talk about the enrollment for the school year 26-27. And for last, we're going to talk about health and student services that we provide for our students here at NIA. So first about attendance. Everyone should know and understand is by Michigan law, it's required for any student who turns 6 up to 18 years old to be in school. That's Michigan law. So we always getting communication with the state of Michigan, making sure all students are in school, attending. So that's something we always have to emphasize. It's by law, any student, he has the right and he should be in school when he turns 6. It is the responsibility of the parent and guardian to take care of their kids and ensuring that their students are in school in daily. We always talk about attendance and we always explaining to parents how important students should be in school. As per also Michigan law, students should be in school for 180 days, and that should be at least 1,089 instructional hours. We should report this to state of Michigan. Every student should at least maintain 95% of attendance in the whole school year. Without it, he might have a problem of moving forward to the next grade.
With that, I also want to add, you probably have heard of the truancy law. So if students do not show up, or they show up really minimal, they come in one day and then they're absent another 10, and then they come in one day, they think, oh, since we register them in school, we're not going to be in trouble. It's our ethical responsibility to report that to the department, and then the parents would be contacted for truancy as well, and that has some legal consequences for parents. So it's not that we are trying to be difficult as the school.
Yes.
Oh, it's okay, my kid
Yes.
is this, but it's our ethical job, a legal job, that to report and make sure that every student is in school, enrolled, studying, and receiving the equal education like any other school, any other student. So it's not that we want to be difficult, but we have to do our job as well. And that is very impactful on the student. So sometimes parents come and say, oh, but we have to do this and we have to do, and that's why, and Ms. Sadiq is going to talk in a little bit about the traveling and going and coming. If that happens during school hours, the students are not going to meet the 1,089 instructional hours, and then they are not going to be able to continue moving forward. And this is where retention is going to play a role. This is where a lot of other things are going to play a role. And that's why, please, we always ask parents not to plan any travel time during school, because that really, we have a lot of days off. We are one of the only districts that take, winter break, midwinter break, a long spring break, another so we have time for you guys, and we understand, sometimes we need to do what we need to do, but we need to really, really not do that during school hours, because it impacts that law.
So making phone calls, sometimes when you get phone calls from me or the assistant, Ms. Alalusi, I don't like to bother anyone. I just want to make sure how my students are doing. If they're really sick, I have documentation, which I add it to student file to show it when I report their absence, the reason a student is having an emergency, health emergency. So this is, I always emphasize, if I see a student his absence is continuing, so my responsibility is to talk to parents, and I prefer to talk to you before going to the next step where I have to report and the truancy, which I don't like.
And also Ms. Alusi is Ms. Sadiq's gonna talk about that. But also there are some cases where we can put it as excuse, and some cases are not excuse absences. So we're gonna talk about that, and she's gonna list that. And if you're sick, let's say for one day, sometimes we know kids get sick for one day. There's no need to go to the doctor and wait. We understand that. But if the sickness prolonged, and it's more than one day, then we really need documentation to save you and save us as well. Okay.
So for school hours, parents know our students should be in school before 7:55. The good thing here at school, if you feel your kid is taking his time for breakfast, we offer breakfast from 7:30 till 7:45. And if students need more time, 5 minutes, that's fine. Students needs to be in class exactly by 7:55. 7:55 is where teachers take attendance. Sometimes I'm taking phone calls, I'm getting phone calls from parents, oh, but I dropped my kid at this. Please make sure that you drop them before 7:55, because students, till they get into the building, till they, chat, taking their,
sweet time walking down the hallway,
to
fast
the
feet,
classroom.
and you're looking at them like,
I'm trying to push them to be in classroom by 7:55. I always emphasize on that too, because you need at least to give your kid before 7:55 few minutes, say good morning to my friend, chat here, just warm up in the classroom. So by 7:55 they're ready. When their teachers start the classroom, taking the attendance, he's ready for the instruction time. So we always asking, please help us make our students be in classroom by 7:55. Now, there is some cases where I have some students who comes late. I always ask parents, please, if there is no main reason, if you have doctor appointment in the morning, please give us a call. My kid is going to be late. For weather conditions, we understand when the weather is not helping, we're getting few minutes. But I'm like, one time I got a phone call, there is accident. I mean, no one can guarantee for accidents either side, I don't know. So please make sure that you leave home early so you give yourself some time to be in school on time. Now, any student who comes after 7:55, they need to stop by the main office, get their tardy pass, so teacher will mark them tardy. We'll talk about tardy too. For students who are dropped after 8:05, we're always asking parents needs to come into the building so they can sign them in. Some parents, they just drop their kids and they drive. I have to call them. I can't. After 8:05, I need parents to sign them in. Now we're gonna talk about what is absence. Some confusion with some parents. So absence, we have excused absence and we have unexcused absence. Excused absence by state of Michigan, I need documentation. I need a communication from parents by calling. Hey, my kid is not feeling well. He's having fever. And please, this is something. If your kid is having fever, at least leave it for 24 hours before sending him to school.
Sorry,
so
can I just add something? 24 hours medication free, not 24 hours on Tylenol, because that does not mean that they're really 24 hours fever free. So the last time the fever broke and we're good, if you don't give them Tylenol and it stays on the good limit 24 hours, then you can bring them back. But if you're still giving them Tylenol, even if the fever is managed, that does not mean they are fever free. So I just want to make sure it's that fever free for 24 hours without medication. Okay.
So also for excused absent, if a student is absent for 3 days in a row, I'm going to ask for a doctor note. Students can't be back into the classroom without a doctor note. We just want to make sure he has no contagious virus, nothing, just for the safety of other students.
After 3 days?
After third day, I need a doctor note. Like first and second day, what I need is a message on Parent Square. You can message me, and both me and Ms. Lucy, we're always updating the attendance by 9 in the morning, or you can call. You can call the office anytime. If we don't answer, you can leave a message. We also check messages before 9 in the morning. Yes? No, you can.
On Parent Square.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also you're getting messages on Parent Square when your student is absent.
Yes.
So you can just click to it and write the reason why your student is absent on that day.
Either it's better if you don't wait for that message to get to you.
Oh, sure.
So, but if you can do it earlier, that's fine. And you can send a message as early as you want. Whenever they get to the office, they'll get the message. It's okay. So let's say, for example, I have a lot of parents that woke up at 5, their kids are not feeling good, throwing up, whatever, that's okay. If they want to go back to sleep, so just put the message in and go back to sleep with them. If you were up all night, we understand that, but just let us know beforehand. And then whenever we get here, we'll receive all the messages. You can also leave voicemail on the school phone. Miss Sadiq checks the voicemail every single day.
Yes.
So we get that too, okay?
Okay.
But just communication is what we need.
So for the unexcused absence, there is 2 main reasons your kid is going to get unexcused absent. If he's absent for 3 days and I don't get a documentation on that, doctor note why he was sick, and the dates, that's because some parents get me doctor note, he should be absent for 1 day. I need to make sure for these 3 days, doctor said he needs to be home. Second thing is traveling. At the beginning of school year, we make sure when we send the letter for the orientation that we attach a copy of school calendar. You're welcome always to ask for a copy of it. It's on our website. It's good to look for the dates where we have a break. We have 3 good breaks. We have winter break, midwinter break, spring break. So we always asking parents, if you plan for any trip, to plan it during this time.
I have a question.
Yes.
Sometimes airline don't cooperate with the school breaks. Sometimes we have to buy a ticket 1 day sooner to have better prices. Just 1 or 2. So
You mean after the break?
I mean before the break.
Before the break.
One or two days
So,
before.
like, if they-
exactly.
We understand, but in that case, first you have to message the teacher, some tests, he might miss it, he might not get graded for that. So that's something office can't help you. And there should be a really good reason why your student is absent on those days.
The other reason is just
Okay.
because we are planning.
Okay,
we-
we
we-
prefer always communication with us.
Yeah.
What's the reason? And we look into it and we communicate also with teachers and also, of course, with the district pupil accountant, just to make sure that your kid is not having many of absence during the school year. As I told you at the beginning, every student should maintain at least 95% of attendance.
Yeah, sure.
So
I mean,
again,
1 or 2 days.
one or two.
Just coordinate with the teacher to make sure like you found it.
So, and also 2 things I want to mention. From January to June, it is a very critical time for us. Very critical time. Because it's a test after test after test. So when we returned from the break, NWA. Now we're doing WIDA. Right after we have Fontaine Panel. Right after M-STEP. Right after WIDA again. And then here's June, we're gone. And those are state tests. So it's not like, oh, okay, whenever he comes back, he'll take it. I have a window and they lock the test for me. So if the student is not on campus and the window is closed, he's going to be reported to the state as not done with the test, not tested. State is going to come back. Why is that student not tested? We're going to tell them parents are not bringing them home. To school, right? And then that's not a good enough excuse. Here comes digging again into attendance. What's happening? And then we get flagged that way too. So we really want that communication. Again, as Ms. Majidpour was saying, one day we understand it. Sometimes airlines don't. Just communicate with us as soon as you know, so we can let you know he has a test. He's not done with NWA. He's not done with WIDA, whatever it is. We can finish that before so we can release the student on time and not impact any testing. Okay, so please, as soon as you know, you let us know. We'll work together. We're not here to make things difficult, but also we have to follow what we have to follow. That's the first thing. The second, and very important, I don't know if every parent is aware of this, but I want to make it very clear. If students travel and they're not in school, they will receive zeros on their formative assessment, and we will not make those tests again. Because it is not fair for the teacher to double work again just because that students decided to leave school on travel on vacation. So the policy states clearly that any students that leave school more than 5 days, definitely if it's a medical reason, then it's a different story. But we're talking about traveling, going vacation, having fun. We want you to have fun. Don't get me wrong. We're not praying here. But what we're saying is, if that's the reason, we should drop the student. We are dropping our students from attendance, from registering in the school. That's the policy if they leave more than 5 days.
Like in a row?
Yes. So technically, the student should not be a student of NIA. Now, if we communicate with the parents, we know when you're coming, a day extra, 2 days extra, we'll work with you. We're not that difficult, but you need to know that those grades, those formatives that take place during all that time that you guys are not here will not be made again. It's going to be the parents' responsibility. If you want to take that on you, by all means, take your child, but we're not repeating those tests because technically that student should be dropped. And we're really working with you, keeping that spot for your child, helping you, but I'm not going to put more stress on my teachers. Redo, especially if you leave 2-3 weeks, do 3-4 weeks worth of work again, just because that student is gone on vacation. Okay, so it's not fair. If you decide, just want to make it very clear that this is the case. It might impact students' grades. The grades are going to go down. So please, that's why Ms. Sadiq keeps always saying, do not plan it during school time. We don't want the grades to be impacted. We don't want the student to miss a whole unit. So it's very important, please, to make sure that we try to schedule it differently. Okay? Thank you. Okay.
So tardiness. I'm still getting some phone calls asking why my kid get tardy. Again, I said students needs to be in classroom by 7:55. Give it some time to leave home early, be at school early, so you give your kid time to walk to his classroom. In the morning, me, Dr. Faki, Ms. Lalusi, we keep asking students, go, don't be late. We want to make sure everyone on their desk on the right time and ready for their teachers. Everyone needs to know that any 5 tardiness in a month, you're going to get a letter. And it's going to be the first warning. If this is continuous, we're going to send another letter. And maybe charges might apply. Another letter. If this is continue, we're going to, at the end, we have to call for a meeting with a parent. And we said every 4 tardies is equal to 1 absence. And this will affect the attendance percentage of your kid at school.
Every 4 in a month, or every 4?
Every 4 tardies is equal to 1 absence for a month.
Even
in a
if
month.
they're not in the same month. But it's because it takes hours off of the 1,089 instructional hours that they have received. That's how it's calculated. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. We're just trying to wake you guys up.
Okay. We're
Okay.
not trying to be hard on parents or our students, but students being late in the classroom is affecting him too, or her, is affecting them. First, they're missing the instructions. The morning instructions that's giving in the morning, very important. Teachers go through what they're going to do during the day, if they have tests, reminding of tests, exams, homework. So even 5 minutes, it impacts him. Also, it will do some disturbance in the classroom routines. So again, we're gonna ask parents, please try to make sure your kid is in classroom on the right time.
Instruction is calculated. And there is a reason why the teacher does everything in the classroom. I know sometimes it seems, oh, they're having fun in the classroom, but everything is intentional. Everything is calculated. Why now a break? Why now a snack? Why now we're doing computer? Why? Okay, so the kids go through ups and downs, tired, wake up, engage, disengage. So everything is calculated. Setting the tone first thing when the student gets to school, it's what either gonna make their day or gonna really destroy the day. So it's really very important. When everybody's already set for something and somebody comes after 15 minutes, they're lost. They're coming, what's happening, what is everybody doing? Especially that most classes have ELA in the morning. So this is where all the centers happen, the guided reading groups happen in the morning. So if a student comes in and everybody's already in their group and everybody's set, and the student will come in, it's like, okay, where should I go? So they get lost, they get frustrated, they start getting angry, they start losing interest. So it is very important to start the day right. That's the first thing. The second thing is teachers also, when we have tests, especially these are summatives or standardized testing, the bell work that they start with is always review. I know you're struggling on one concept. I start my day with that so I can boost the confidence. So when you do the test, you know that you know how to do it. So there's a lot of psychology that goes into that too. So if, let's say, we're doing a hard math concept and the students have been struggling with, but they have a summative. So the bell work might be one of the hard concepts that the students have been struggling with. So reviewing them before the test will give them a boost. Oh, yeah, I remember, okay? And then they will do their test with a little bit more confidence. A student missing that is not a fair opportunity for that student like everybody else. So little things like that make a big difference for the students starting the day. Okay, so it's very important to do that. And I also want to share something. NWA winter results were phenomenal. We've never seen anything like this in winter specifically. They even superseded spring results from last year. We have 77% of our students are proficient in advanced in math. 76% of our students are proficient in advanced in reading. And we're not only talking NWA, but we're comparing to M-STEP norms, which is the Michigan State test. So, and that is, we all know, after COVID, everything went down. So we are still on the rise compared to the whole state, okay, which was phenomenal. Students did great. Teachers put a lot of hard work in it. Reviewing the data, the students that missed a lot of days were the only ones that they did not make the progress that needed to be. And I spoke to the parents already, and I told them. And I said, look, we averaged about 12 points growth for every student. Some students made 26 points of growth in that one test. Some students made 20. Some students made 8, which is fine. That's great too. But the ones that missed a lot of days during the school year did not show more than 2 or 3 points of growth. And that's not because they're not capable. They're absolutely capable. It's because they missed a lot of instruction. They missed the concepts. So it impacted their growth. And that's not fair, really. I mean, the students tried their very best. And they kept on telling me, I'm going to beat my score. Every morning, like, I promise I'm going to beat my score. And everybody was like so paranoid with, I'm going to beat my score. And here comes those students get disappointed because they didn't beat their score, their goal, because they were not here. And it does really impact their growth.
What are usual reasons, Dr. Fakir, of unexcused absence?
So travel is number one. If you do not give us documentation why the student is absent, and if they're just absent, let's say every day, every week, 1 day or 2 days, they just don't show up to school. Which, thank God, I don't think we have a lot of these cases here in school. We're good.
It's mostly lack of discipline.
That, yes. Or travel, or not giving documentation. Yes, we're going to bring a documentation. Yes, we're going to bring it, and then it never gets to us. So Ms. Sadet has to turn it into an unexcused.
Yes.
Each week absent for medical reasons, even it's not. I mean,
every week you're sick for 1 day.
Yeah.
And then we look into it. Believe it or not, sometimes students stress, or because they know they have a test, stomach starts hurting. So if there's a pattern, we look into it. Ms.
Yes.
Sadet actually catches it. She's really good at it. She's
Yes.
awesome.
So what asking parents, I mean, you can judge more at home. If you say, oh, I have tummy ache, oh, I have headache, you would know. He has a test, he has NWEA. I'm going to ask, if your kid has no high fever, if he didn't vomit for the last 24 hours, you can send him to school. If you worry that he said, I'm not feeling well, please communicate with us. Ask if he come to the office and complain. We check the student temperature, we look into it. Teacher also watch him in the classroom. Sometimes it's just he's nervous for the testing. But after that, we help the students to calm him down, push him to do the test. If we feel really he's not doing good, we're gonna call you, say, hey, come and pick up your kid. We're not gonna push them to do exam if they're not feeling good. We want them to get high score.
And we have students like that, where they started the test and we look at them and they're not doing well. We stop the test immediately.
Yes.
We pause it. We're like, you'll finish it tomorrow. No worries.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Because it's not fair for the student to go through it when they're suffering. Okay, it's not going to give us a real idea. So we understand that. So as Ms. Sade said, if you're doubting if they're really doing well or not, but there are no signs yet, and it happens sometimes. Signs show up after. Fever takes the time to come and go up. Bring them. If we see something is wrong, Ms. Sade checks. And if there is something wrong, we will call you. Please come back and pick them up. And if they're good about it's sometimes that nerve, that second, but when they come here with the ambiance and the atmosphere, they just fine, and then they pick up and go, that's fine.
Have all this inertia in the morning.
Yes. Yes.
I never feel like it.
Yeah. And that's good. We want that. We want that. We want them to love to come to school. That's a good thing.
So again, we talked about it. So daily attendance is something we have to report. We have to report it to the state of Michigan every month. So it matters if your kid has lots of absence, and there is no documentation. It matters if there is lots of tardies. So we're gonna get red flag why this student is not in school many days or late. So we're trying to help parents and students before we're getting these questions.
So in terms of, let's say we do have a doctor's appointment or something. So what is is there like a time, like a maximum time where you can bring your kid to school? Let's say if it's like they have an appointment at like 8 a.m. or something. So
Okay.
Is 9 okay?
You can only give us a call in the morning. I have a doctor appointment whenever you're done. If you doubt on the time or if you feel like it's late in the day, you may call us, check, can you bring her?
Oh, okay, just check in.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
And even if your doctor appointment on that day is later during the day, bring them in the morning,
Yes.
have them start with us. Any minute they don't lose is still better than nothing.
Yeah.
Even if they're going to come in for an hour, we're good. That hour, there's a lot that happens in an hour. Trust me, a lot. Okay. So bring them. If you need to take them for, let's say, 2 hours for a doctor's appointment, you come in, you check them out, take them, finish, bring them back. Yeah. And we'll finish the day with them.
Yes.
We're good.
Now-
as long as there's no really
Yeah.
serious
Now,
issues.
as experienced of mom, it's better to schedule your appointment early in the morning or almost end of the day. I understand some doctor offices are busy if it has to be in the middle of the day, but I'd rather to have it either early in the morning or end of the day. That way your kid is not missing, because taking your kid mid of the day and bring him back, you
lose
doubt he
momentum.
doesn't want to come back to school.
We'll lose momentum. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely.
So we're going to talk about after-school program. Noor International Academy, we offer after-school program for our students who really needs help in math and ELA that support them and help them for completing their homework, for their academic growth. We follow that and we decide on that according to the first time when they got their NWEA. Now we just finished our second NWEA. We look into our records and see the growth of our students. According to that, we decide if our student is going to stay in after-school program or we're going to exit him. This program is very helpful for parents. As parents, you're busy with other kids. A teacher here helps them completing their homework, helping them in the area where they really needs help in ELA. This program runs 4 days a week. It's after school, which is helpful for parents, so you don't have to pick him up and drop him again. So after school from 3:30 up to 4, up to 5. Again, attendance for this program is very essential. Bringing kid 1 day for after school and missing another 3 days is not going to help at all, because he's going to be then missing lots of help for those 3 days. We're emphasizing, students, if there is no really reason that he's not attending after school, he needs to stay for after school. I understand there's sometimes family emergency, doctor appointment that's happening after school, but again, we're asking, communication is very important. We're having some situation where at dismissal time, we're finding parents are waiting outside asking for their kid. We're asking everyone, please call before, give us some time before dismissal time. We need to notify the classroom teacher. We need to notify the after-school program teacher. That way you make the dismissal go smooth. Your kid is going to be outside on time. not for you to be late, not for our dismissal to be late too. Yes.
Absolutely. And I also want to explain, sorry. After school, yes, we help them with homework, but that's not the goal of the after school. I want to be very clear. Parents sometimes call us, but he stayed till after school till 5 o'clock and he still got home with homework. Yeah, I'm not here doing his homework. Okay, we have the first 30 minutes, we help them with homework, they eat snack, all of that happens in the first 30 minutes. So they're gonna eat snack, drink their milk, start with homework, but that does not necessarily mean we're finishing homework. The main goal of after school is going through concepts that they are struggling with. So we reteach, we go over things again. There is a program that's called Lexia that we are offering in the after school that is very targeted and it hits every Michigan standard. So it is very intentional as well. So that is actually one of the main reasons why our scores went up, because it was complete reteach. Our after school teacher sits and puts them in groups, and I'm teaching you if you're suffering with understanding multiplication. I'm working with multiplication all over, division, reading. We go through all the concepts that they're not understanding to make sure that they leave here really understanding every concept. So it's not really just do your homework and sit down and have fun. We're actually sitting reteaching concepts. So that's why every day they miss it. They miss the concept in the class. They're missing the opportunity to repeat it in after school. No, that kid is not going to understand the concept. And they're not going to do well on their tests. So it's very important, please, to keep it. And every decision, why we're putting them in after school and why not, is all based on data. So if we saw scores going down or not improving the way they should, we bring them, let's work with them. Let's make sure we give them a double dose of instruction to make sure that they get everything they need. Okay, so that's why it's important that we're here, please.
Gonna keep talking about communication with school. So again, always any question. It's not only about absence. Any question that you have, we always asking, please call us at the office. It's me, Ms. Lucy. We answer your questions. If we can't answer it at that time, give us some time so we can get you the answer. Also, Parent Square is a very helpful. You can just send message either to us at the office. If you have any question for the office staff, if you have a question for the teacher, you can just search for the teacher name, send her message. But please make sure that you give at least 24 hours for teacher to respond to your message. If you didn't hear back from teacher, you may call the office, say, hey, I sent message, it's more than 24 hours. Please, can you please follow up or check for me? We always communicate also and we talk to our teachers. Most important thing, sorry. Any updates on your contact information? We're asking parents that they have to update us. Mom, dad, emergency. Emergency contact is very important. I'm still having an issue with some families where I have either the wrong person number, not having emergency numbers. Please, if you have any update, you don't have to come to school. You can only call. Say, hey, can I add this to emergency contact? The name, the number, in case mom and dad are busy, they're not picking up the phone, I have somebody else to call. Count day.
Most important day. Most important day. Because this is how we report to the state the students that are in Noor International Academy. So any student that is not here is a problem. So next Wednesday is our great day. Everybody's gonna be here, no matter what. We're all gonna show up.
Yeah.
It's the
Yes.
it's the crazy.
Yes, it's gonna be the crazy.
Because every kid will want to be here on the crazy.
That's why we decided
Yes.
being crazy. Whatever it is that you want to do, just do it. And then
know how many videos I got from Dina and Mina. This is the idea. This is I need to wake up 4 in the morning to make these kind of crazy hair days for you. So yeah, good. I think you'll get 100% attendance.
Good. That's it.
course.
And if we don't, I'm telling you from now, we're calling home. You're bringing that kid. I don't care what time. You're bringing that student here to school, okay? We're all going to be here. I'm gonna come with crazy hair too. Trust me, I will. Whatever it is that I need to do, I'll do it. But we're all gonna be here, and we're all gonna celebrate. And we're gonna have pizza day, and we're gonna have fun. There's activities in the classroom. There's a lot that's gonna be happening. But we all need to be here, please.
Yes.
If you're here, if you're watching, please tell anybody. We need everybody here on Wednesday.
I mean, I still understand some students will get sick, but for that day especially, even if you don't take your kid to a doctor, I'm going to call and say, hey, I need a doctor note. I need something to prove why my student was absent on that day, which some parents do not like it sometimes, but because of the count day, and as we said, it's the most important. We're getting our school state school aid from it. So for only that day, I'm going to ask for a doctor note.
You know the drill. You know how it works. So we need to make sure. And if that student is not here on that day, there's a lot of follow-up that we do. A lot. Okay? And poor Miss Sada has to go through it.
Take the next Wednesday serious.
Please.
Hopefully everyone is going to be here.
Save everybody the trouble, because Miss Sada is going to call every day after that day for 10 days if that student did not show up.
Then he will.
You don't want to hear from us for 10 days. Trust me. You don't want to hear us. You don't want to hear our voices. You don't want to see our faces. So please bring them on that day so we can save everybody the headache, and let's just make sure.
Yeah.
Okay? Last count day, we did amazing. We had 100%. That's why, if you guys remember, we did movie night out, and it was a great success. Everybody had fun. Unfortunately, we can't do movie night because it's going to be snowed and cold, but we'll find another thing to do for the students, and we will do it. Okay? And same week, we also have the bowling event. So we'll celebrate with everybody as well. So, but let's all be here.
Enrollment.
Yay.
As I think many of you, you got our messages on Parent Square for the enrollment. I advise everyone, go click on that. If you're still interested to stay in our school,
Save your spot.
click yes, say yes. If you have any other sibling that you'd like to enroll to for pre-K or other grade, also please say yes. Add the student name, the grade, and the age, please. And we're gonna follow up for your new student. Siblings, they have the first priority. So you don't have to worry about it. So you have all this month till end of February. March 2nd, we have to open enrollment for everyone. At that point, I can't guarantee that if you don't fill the application now, your kid's spot is saved. That's why we encourage everyone, please go, re-enroll your kid if you're still interested in our school. That way you save the spot, because otherwise we're receiving many applications for lower grades, for upper grades, for pre-K. It's better to work on this process as soon as possible.
Miss Sadiq, question. I had one of the parents ask me that for pre-K, even though they're not our students, they're new students, but they can go ahead and fill it out now if their sibling is in our school.
Of course, yes. And the same application, you have the space. You have one of the fields where you can add your kid name, the age, and I'm gonna follow up. I'm gonna send the second part of application, give you the information, what documents you need to provide for me. Of course, there is other steps where we have to go for pre-K that I'm gonna share it with you through phone call, and hopefully everyone will get their spot. I need to talk about the public lottery. So for the new enrollment, we have a lottery that's happening every year, and most of the time we do it during April. So it doesn't work and that's for the new enrollment, not for our returning students. It goes by, we have a visitor who comes from CMU, me and our district pupil accountant. We do the lottery and goes by numbers. We make sure that we call the parents, inform them if their kid got a spot, if he got a seat here, or if he's going to be on waiting list.
So that is why it's very important that we know who's returning from our students. So let's say, for example, we have a room, a class that has 30, right? Let's say 25 said yes. So that means I only have 5 spots open for the outside. But if people don't respond, or our parents, NIA families don't respond,
Then the seats are gone.
we might think we have 10 seats are open, and then we'll fill them out during the lottery with 10 seats, and then you're gonna come back and tell me, oh, but I'm like, you didn't tell me.
Then-
I thought you're leaving. How do we know?
And
So
then-
this is how we determine the open seats for the lottery. So please let us know as soon as possible so you don't lose your seat.
'Cause-
Obviously,
yeah.
you have the priority.
Because the
We
parents
want
for
you
the
to
new
sit.
enrollment, for the new kids, they're going to be informed by phone, and they're going to get letter. Once I do this, I can't do any changes if you decide, oh, I
Can't go
want my,
back.
yeah. I can't. I understand some parents come to me, but he was your, I understand.
But you
I
didn't
had
tell us.
a whole month asking, please go press, say, yes, I want to re-enroll my kid.
Another reminder in Parents Declare.
For those who didn't complete the application, they're gonna still keep getting those reminders till end of the month.
So just to be, she's absolutely right, that when we do something like that, so we don't send reminders to everyone again and bombard them, it goes only to the families that did not respond. So it's been going every week.
Oh, good.
Sometimes we're sending it twice a week, but it goes only, so it knows who filled in and who's not, and it tells us, let's say 130 filled it, there is another only 40 that did not. So it goes only to those 40. So you guys don't just get flooded with messages that you don't need.
Yes.
So it works that way.
If you know anybody who needs help to fill the application, they're welcome to call us or to come to the office. We can help them. Again, I'm gonna emphasize again about the lottery. If you know any friends, any family members that they like to enroll their kids here at school before mid of April. In mid of April, we're gonna do the lottery. Once the lottery is happening, they're gonna be on waiting list.
And sometimes they go by first come, first serve. So please make sure the earliest they can fill it in, the better chance that they get on the beginning
Yes.
of that list.
Yes.
So it's very important. Please just let them come as soon as open enrollment starts. Okay.
Okay, medication and health information. This is a very important topic to talk about. Our students, their health is very important to us. Please, any health issues, if your kid is having any allergies to any food, having any issues, please, we need to know. We have a form at the office where we're going to give it to you. It has to be filled by your health provider on the health issues. This is confidential information. It's going to be only for office staff to work with your kid for any emergency and how we can help him. So if you have any doubt or you have any question about things that you need to make sure that we know about it, we prefer if you can talk to us so we're aware.
So also for medication, if your child takes medication regularly, even if it's a medication that you just give at home, we don't need to give it here, please let us know. What is it? Because it's not because we want to be nosy, that's for sure, but it's because, God forbid, something happens to that child in school and we have to call the ambulance and they tell us, did that child take any medication? Are they on medication so they can give them something? I'm going to tell them, I don't know. No. Some medication, if they have to give them something for whatever reason, it might cause a reaction with the medication that you're given at home, and that will cause issues. So please let us know if your child is on any medication at home for whatever reason. Just inform Miss Sadiq. We will put it as a note in there just for us. And then, God forbid, EMT crew or anybody is here, Miss Sadiq
It's
will
just
open
one click and I have all the information
and we'll share.
so they can help your kid.
Exactly.
Does that include like, for Mina, I give her iron because
Yes.
she has low iron.
Yes.
So, okay, so it includes vitamins and
Yes.
supplements.
Yes.
Okay.
Because sometimes also vitamins, God forbid, cause something with the kidneys, something, it causes iron, low iron can cause another symptom. And then if they come for that, we tell them, oh yeah, we know they're iron deficient, then they can figure something out or give them, let's say, something or whatever. So it's very important that we know, just God forbid, hopefully nothing happens ever. And we want all of your kids to stay safe and we don't want to go over through that. But in case, our job is to make sure your student's safety is first. That's first and more, before education, before anything.
Right.
Safety is number one for us.
Yeah.
Okay, so want to make sure. So please let us know, think of anything, and let Ms.
One
Sadiq
more
know.
thing, I want to ask also if no medication needs to be given to your students to be in backpack. If there is
Oh, yeah.
any medication, inhaler needs to be at the office. It cannot be in your kid backpack, which I had some situation where teachers call me, hey, he had a medication. I had to call the students, get the medication, call the parent. It cannot be.
Especially the older ones. We know that older ones, oh, but they know they do. No. We know they know. We keep it, we store it. When it's time for them to take it, we'll call them. They come take it. We
Yes, yes.
go. We don't know what happens. Kids sometimes they're very curious. They go and check what's going on. We don't want any incidents or anything, and for their safety. And also sometimes it gets too hot. Medication is in the backpack. Water spill. Something happens. We keep them safe. Ms. Sada has a box. We keep them. We Ziploc, name, time, everything, and then we make sure we administer the medication and we send them back right to class. No issues. No problem with doing that. Okay.
Okay, here at Noor International, with the corporation, with my Com Health department, we do some screening, and we schedule every year screening for our kids. So we do a hearing and vision screening for our students from kindergarten up to 6th grade. And always we inform parents, we send message through Parent Square that your kid will be screened. It's your right to say no if you don't, but we always recommend, it's a service.
And free.
Just take it. In case they have any issues, you're gonna get letter by mail, recommendation from the health provider who did the screening that maybe your kid needs to be seen by a specialist.
And we don't know the results.
We don't get
It's
anything.
confidential.
Yes.
They just use our space to do the screening. Results, everything is through them. So the results go to you, confidential. We don't know. So please don't say, oh, what happened to it?
I don't have anything.
Yeah, we don't have anything.
I don't
Okay.
have anything. Now for our pre-K students who's going to kindergarten, it's one of the requirements for them to do hearing and vision screening. Without it, I can't enroll your kid in kindergarten. So also, this is my Com Health department. We're getting a visit from them soon on April. We always say, let them do the screening. Otherwise, you have to go yourself and schedule for the meeting. You have to get the results, give it to me. But if it's done in school, in the school building, then I'm going to get the paper that I need, add it to the file. I'm not going to contact you. I'm not going to ask for anything. If you have any questions. Yeah.
Regarding the after-school programs, is the decision that the school makes which a student needs, or parents are asking? For example, I see Carson
Dr. Faki.
So
is weak in this field, so
we do both. So if you want to recommend, you can. And then we take that recommendation, we go look at the data, we discuss with the team, and then we say, okay, is it better to keep him or not? It's better to enroll him or not. Now, unfortunately, we are a very small building. So we only have one after-school class open. So we are opening it this year for 2nd and 3rd graders only. Okay. So first semester, we only had 2nd and 3rd. Okay. So now I'm not sure with the new data, we might say 2nd graders are all good. We don't need anybody. So let's open it K first, or let's open K 3rd. So we're not sure yet about the numbers. We're closing our testing window today. So next week we'll be discussing data. I sent that message yesterday on Parent Square. We will be discussing the data of every single student in the building. And then based on the data, we'll see who needs to stay, who needs to exit, and then we'll make the decision based on that. And we will contact you and let you know. And then obviously it's always up to the parents. If you don't want to, you don't want to, but we did our job. We told you we can help them, but if you decide not to, then it's not on us. But if you have a recommendation, you can put it in, send me a message, or Ms. Sadiq or Mrs. Alusi, whoever you can reach, and then we'll keep that. And once we do the data, we'll keep that in mind too. So if we have a space, we'll let you know. Depends on the grade level. Absolutely.
I have a
question. For reader testing, what do they get tested on? Like speech? Or
Listening,
just- yeah.
reading, writing, and speaking. 4 ELA domains.
Okay.
So the first test we did on Wednesday was a listening test. Kindergarten did not start yet, next week, okay? We did listening, so it's individual on the computer for 1st through 6th. Kindergarten, it's individual. We take them out one by one, we test. Yeah, kindergarten, Yusuf hasn't done it, nobody has done it yet.
And do they do the 4?
They do the 4 domains,
kindergarten?
but yes, but individually. So we take one student,
One to
we
one.
test them, bring them,
1-to-1.
yeah.
The whole
Our
week?
job is fun, Miss Rafael. It is fun. We love it. Yes, of course we do, because kids cannot concentrate. So we want the best interest of the students. 1st through 6th, they sit on their computer. The whole students that need to test. Not everybody tests for Rita, you know that, right? So they sit, they put the headphone, they listen to the prompt, they answer the question, they move on until the test is done. Then we do reading. We did reading yesterday. Based on the result of the listening and reading, the computer or the state will tell me what tier they're on in writing. Same thing for kindergarten, but it's just done all on paper, no computer. Okay? So they tell us, are they tier A? There are 2 tiers, tier A or tier BC. Okay? Based on the results, they divide them that way. Then we do the test for tier A students on one day, and then on another day we do the test for BC students. And then after all of that is done, then students do speaking. Now for speaking is a little different because they're actually talking to the microphone. So we take every 4 students at a time, K6. Okay, because it's actually 1st through 6th, K individually, everything is individually. So 4 students come out of the classroom, the rest are all studying, doing whatever they need to do. They come out, they sit in separate corners, they record, and we train them on how to do it. Don't speak too loud, because if one student's answer can be picked up by the second microphone, that's not going to be clear. That's why we take it that way. And then they test. And then all the results, we send them back to the state, and they will calculate everything, score everything, and send us a result in the summer.
And do they have another reader testing about this one after this one?
No, WIDA is done once a year only.
Okay.
So WIDA and MSTEP are done once a year.
Yeah.
NWA is the one that's done 3 times a year.
Yes.
Yeah. But WIDA just once.
And that
And-
will determine if they are exiting the reader testing.
Absolutely.
For the year
You're
after.
absolutely correct. So if a student, the overall score of the 4 domains is 4.8 or above, we automatically exit them out of the EL program, and they do not have to ever take READA ever again. So that's why we're talking to the students. Please take it seriously. Students sometimes don't take it seriously just because it's sometimes too easy for them, especially our students. They've done WA up here. WIDA is like really down here. So like, okay, whatever, I'm done. So they don't take it seriously. And unfortunately, they don't make the 4.8 and then they stay again. And why do I have to take it? I'm like, we told you, take it seriously so you can exit. So you can exit. It's not fun, I know. But until they get the 4.8 score overall, then they can go up. And if you can please also talk to your student with us. We have been seeing that the domain that affects them the most is the writing. Because again, it's not a knowledge test, right? So it's not asking about science and what you studied and math and all of that. It's only to prove that you know your English. So make sure you do capital letter, a period at the end of the sentence. You're using good vocabulary. So it's just to show them that you know your English. Students just get so, I think, excited, and they start writing and telling them all about the science that they've learned, but they're not looking for your knowledge in science. They're looking, are you really writing the sentence correctly or not? So they forget that part. And even though we explain it before we tell them, but if you can also stress on that, make sure capital letter, write paragraphs, indentation, all the right things to show them they know their English language, then hopefully they should be okay. We don't see a lot of problems in listening and reading because our students are passed and they're good, but writing is the most, and sometimes speaking because of how they're
And
enunciating and they're talking, they mumble sometimes, and it's not clear to whoever is gonna, so it gets like that. So they need to speak clearly, voice it, enunciate it correctly, slow down, talk to them, full sentences. Don't just say, what is your favorite color? Blue. No, my favorite color is blue. Okay, as simple as that. Like, your kids know that.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, they know it. They've done NWA. They know that, but they just want to finish and say blue, red, dog. No, just say the whole answer. And then they get calculated low just because of that, unfortunately.
And I need to add to this, the WIDA reports will be sent, we will mail it on September of next school year.
Because we don't get them until August.
Yes.
WIDA is operated by state? Yes, WIDA is.
And probably your students, kindergarten now here, are not going to tell you, but 1st through 6th, it is very serious. We cover the whole classroom. They sit in rows, no electronics, no water. So it's a very state mandated requirement that we have to go through. So if your students came and told you, oh, they covered the walls and they did this, it's because we have to actually go through it. Because any word they see on the wall, they consider it as advantage for the students. So let's say the students thinking, oh, I see ability, let me write ability. So they think that it's an advantage for the students that is an EL student. That's why we have to cover every word. I know. Yeah. Sometimes we just need to explain how they're thinking, but that's how they're thinking. So that's why everything is covered. They can't sit next to each other. We changed the whole format of the classroom. The rest of the students that are not testing, they leave the class. They cannot even stay in the classroom, even if they're quiet. Everybody leaves the class. Let's say, for example, Masada is not certified. We all need the certification to be able to administer the test. So teachers go through certification and get the WIDA certified to be able to test. So whoever is not WIDA certified cannot step into the room.
Yes.
So let's say Masada cannot walk into any classroom, or Mr. De Jesus, for whatever reason, if that test is going. I'm the only one with the proctor that could get into the room while testing. So it's very meticulous. Just be patient with us until we finish it, but we need to do what we need to do.
Is there time for another question?
Sure. Yeah, we have a few more minutes before this
Congratulations for the results for you at school as well. The students did well, and the main part would be your attempts. But I had a question regarding what are the other measurements about the student's success? Me personally, I do not care too much about Farsa's academic success because he's just in kindergarten. I don't even push on IXL. I want him to be away from technology as much as possible. Of course, it's important, but I mean, I've been growing up in a country that everything was pushing on just the study.
Yes.
Yeah, I want him to learn social skills well.
So attendance help. Being in school is helping.
Of course.
Yes.
It's been helpful.
That's a very good question. Thank you for asking this question. Because first of all, and I'm glad you're all kindergarten parents, you said a very key word. He's only in kindergarten. I cannot explain to you how important kindergarten class. Kindergarten class is the class that sets the success until 12th grade.
Of course.
Believe it or not. Kindergarten class is a lot more important than my high school class. It's the key. It's either they get it now or they're going to struggle the whole.
I agree.
So it is extremely important. That's why we really pay attention to kindergarten. And I'm so proud to say, and thank you, parents, 88% proficiency in kindergarten this year, winter. 88%. Amazing. Amazing. Despite all the ups and downs that we went through, but we still made the 88. Those kiddos are learning in there. They're writing sentences in there. You might not be able to see it because we don't everything send home. As you're saying, they're just only kindergarten, but we do it. They write paragraphs, they use their sight words, they're writing their sentences. We do all of that in here in the classroom. So they're learning, they're doing great in the classroom. But to answer back your question, social skills, very important, very important. Social emotional skills, very important. Some students are good in academics, but they're not ready to move on because their social emotional skills are not ready. We might retain them. We might. Not necessarily we will, but we might. We'll talk to the parent, we'll explain to them. Academics, obviously, is very important, right? Standardized testing is very important, but what's happening in the classroom also is very important. So we take our grade book into consideration, teacher input as a consideration, because she's going to tell us social, emotional, all of that, what is happening. Motor skills, especially for my younger students, a lot of these kids are there calculating numbers. We have students in kindergarten that are doing double digits already, addition. Amazing. I'm telling you, this class is amazing. But if they're not good with the fine motor pen, we still have a lot of students that are not good with the fine motor pen. That means they're not ready yet. So we work a lot on that as well. It's not a problem. Not every child grows like the other. You might have two siblings, one will grow faster. That's okay. Don't worry about it. We will get there. But we look into all of these to decide, is my child ready to move forward or not? Our job is to set them for success. Sometimes they take longer than the others, but that's okay. Even if they take a little bit longer, we still move them and we tell the teacher, let's say in first grade, for example, since we're all kindergarten here, just that student needs a little bit more with motor skills, keep working with the students on that. So we move their file from kindergarten to first grade, and the first grade teacher will know the progress and will continue from there. So grade book, standardized testing, teacher input, social emotional, social skills, motor skills. We look into the whole spectrum. Obviously,
communicate with us. For example, I don't know what person needs in terms of social skills or even test result. They send something to me, but I don't know. What does it mean? Is he doing okay?
Yes. So if you ever have, so we do this during parent teacher conferences. Obviously, you bring everything, we open everything, we talk to you about it, right? If you don't want to wait till parent conference and you have a doubt or you have a question, something you don't understand, you are always more than welcome. You can message the teacher on Parent Square. You message me on Parent Square. You can set up a meeting with me. You can set up a meeting with the teacher. But we cannot just come in and say, oh, I want to see the teacher. Obviously, the teacher is in the classroom all day. I can't just tell her, come out, the parent want to talk to you. But you can schedule a meeting with me too. I can open all of the results. I have access to all of it and respond to any question you have. And I'll prepare and get all the input from the teacher if she doesn't have a time, and I will share all of it with you. So if that's what you need, anytime, you don't have to wait for parent-teacher conference.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely, yes, we're here. We're together. We're together. One hand will not clap. Us alone, we can't do it. Us, you, the children, all of us together will set them up for success.
Yeah, that's why I want to be in line with
Yes.
what the school is doing. So I think
Absolutely.
being aware of what he's doing in a school would be helpful.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, yes. Let us know when you want, and we'll set up a meeting and we'll talk about all of it. Yes, just give us not next week until we come back, because next week we're going to study the data. So we need time to study, print everything, study it. And then if you want, when we come back from midwinter break, set up an appointment, we'll go over all of it with you. And we have a parent-teacher conference coming up too soon. So if you don't want to wait, by all means, that's fine. Just let us know and we'll go through it.
Those results will be sent
Home.
home.
Yes.
Like after next week?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We can't send them home before the window closes, which is today. Even though they were done, but we can't until they close the window. So there are things that, we have to follow. But not next week, the week after, we'll print everything. They will send you the parent form and you can see everything. And if you have questions, let us know.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today.
I appreciate it. Thank you for coming, for asking all these great questions. We're always here. Anytime you remember any question, call us, text us,
You're
message
welcome
us,
to call.
email us, whichever it is. Call us. We're here. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ms.
you.
Saadet.
Thank you. Thank
Come and
you.
enjoy. I think Dr. Baggy said
Thank you. You know, by the way, since you're here, next week, not next week, sorry, the Friday after we come back, there is a very important family engagement PD. It's about our reading intervention program, which is new at NOR this year. Reading intervention. So there is a teacher that takes students out and work with them in reading, specifically only. And it's a very important program, and it's new. We want to share with parents about it. So if you're interested to know, please come in. It's not this coming Friday after we come back, 27, I think. If your child is in it, we call you out.
في حدا
We let you know.
already
Yeah.
بالغرفة؟
But that means if you don't know, that means they're not in it.
ناخذ الأسامي.
But yes, but
People who are.
yeah, but that does not mean they might not gonna be in it.
Oh, okay, just to know.
Yes, for now, they might not be in it, but they might be later in it. But it's good for you to know what the program about in case we call you one day and we tell you so-and-so is gonna go to reading intervention with that teacher, so you know what that is looking like. Okay? All right. Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you, absolutely. Thank you, you as well. Stay warm.
Dismissal time.
Yes, coming.
Thank you so much for coming.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
HES Academies have been serving the Detroit metro area for over 23 years, promoting academic excellence, leadership, and cultural diversity, ranking as some of the top schools in the state of Michigan. Our pre-K through 12th grade students enjoy tuition-free, state-accredited education by STEM certified and highly qualified staff with no geographical restrictions, and with advanced placement, college dual enrollment, scholarship, and Arabic language programs. NOR International Academy in Sterling Heights at NIAPSA.org, Star International Academy in Dearborn Heights and in Canton at StarPSA.org, Universal Academy in Detroit at UniversalPSA.org, and Universal Learning Academy in Westland at ULAPSA.org. Join HES Academies today and enjoy a free Chromebook for every enrolled student.